Welcome in everyone, this is Sean with MTG 808 Jr. and today we're going to be playing through another standard Pauper tournament queue, the holiday Pauper event. There's about a little more than a day left on it, and I'm trying to get as much playtime as I can before the event goes away. We're trying out a kind of unique deck today, kind of based loosely off of one of the decks that made top 8 at our Youth Standard Pauper Championship Scholarship Tournament. We'll have a link to that deck in the description. But Troy basically played Bant Auras and made top 8 of the tournament. He was playing Healer's Hawk, Jungleborn Pioneer, some Rustwing Falcons, and Jade Guardians, and then a ton of Auras. And then the blue splash was for One with the Wind and Arcane Flight. This deck is kind of has the same general game plan, right? We got Healer's Hawk, Jungleborn Pioneer that makes a 1/1 blue Merfolk token with Hexproof, and then Jade Guardian, which also has Hexproof, and we just want to pile buffs onto those creatures and try to win by just making a super powerful creature. But instead of playing, I'm playing less buff auras than he is, and instead I'm playing some equipment, which is kind of redundant with the auras, but it's a little reusable, less raw power, but more you get more use out of it over a long game if they're able to kill your creatures. We are playing fewer hexproof creatures. I felt like having just solid creatures up the curve kind of helps with the game plan, and if you find a spot where putting some equipment, right, or even risking an aura and slapping it on a good 2-mana lifelink creature, it seems like a powerful line. So just playing a couple more creatures to fill out the curve. So I chose to play the 2-mana lifelink creatures, and he wasn't playing Llanowar Elves. I think if you're playing green, you want to just play Llanowar Elves. He was playing a lot of tap lands because he was playing 3 colors, which makes Llanowar Elves a little bit worse. But I'm playing Llanowar Elves since I'm only playing 2 colors, and I'm also playing extra 4-drops. Troy was playing a couple more 4 and 5-drop enchantments, like Knightly Valor is legal in our tournaments because of the downshifted rarity rule, but that's not the case on MTG Arena, so it just wasn't an option for us. And then he was playing Candlelight Vigil as well. Instead of those more expensive cards, we're playing Sumala Woodshaper, which I think is a really powerful common. It's a 4-mana 2/1, so not the best body, but it does essentially draw you a good card, right? You get to look at the top 4 cards of your library and take either a creature or an enchantment, and this deck is just full of creatures and enchantments, so you're going to have your choice of some pretty good cards. And I feel like this card just allows you to play fewer auras, and then just a more fair game creature plan. And then the last creature in the deck is Pegasus Courser. I'm not sure if we actually want this. Since I'm not splashing blue for Arcane Flight and One with the Wind, this is one way to give our creatures flying. It's also a body to put our auras and equipment on in a pinch. Another option in this slot would be Cobbled Wings, but I haven't drafted any Ixalan yet and just didn't want to burn wild cards on Cobbled Wings. So we're trying out Pegasus Courser. And then we're just playing 1 dub. Dub and Jousting Lance are both kind of serving the same function. Dub is a more powerful play early. If you're just trying to go under your opponent, Dub is more powerful. If you're trying to outlast your opponent, then Jousting Lance is more powerful. We're playing 2 Luminous Bonds since it's an aura that we can find with Woodshaper. I wanted to play some amount of removal in the deck, but not too much. And then the fact that we get sort of redundancy on it with Woodshaper, I'm comfortable just playing 2. And then 2 Squire's Devotion. The majority of the creatures in the deck already have lifelink, but if we're at the point where we're stacking up one of our hexproof creatures with buffs, then Squire's Devotion is the best one to put on it. Talons of Wildwood gives Trample, Jousting Lance and Dub give First Strike. We're not playing Candlelight Vigil. And then we're playing 2 Short Swords. I was thinking about playing Knightly Pledge, but Short Sword is better in a longer game, whereas Knightly Pledge is better at ending the game sooner. It could just be right to try to play the faster, more powerful cards, but I'm a sucker for the reusability on equipment. So I have no idea if this is going to work out or not. I have not played a single game with this deck yet, but I think it's worth trying out. So you could just watch me crash and burn through this tournament, or you could, we'll see how the deck does. Some of the options that I considered but didn't include: Daybreak Chaplain, another 2-mana lifelink guy that's pretty good to put equipment and auras on. Choosing to play Mesa Unicorn just because it has more power. But Daybreak Chaplain does dodge Shock and Moment of Craving, so that's worth considering. Knight's Pledge, as I said, I feel like that's filling the same niche as Short Sword. Knight's Pledge just is more powerful early, whereas Short Sword is better in a long game. Oakenform, kind of a similar niche. It fits in the same spot in the curve as Dub and Squire's Devotion, so it's kind of battling for spots there. But just giving straight power and toughness boost, I don't know if that's where the deck wants to be. It might be, but I was hesitant to include it. Sky Scanner, this could be in the Pegasus Courser slot, just a 3-mana flying creature that we can slap buffs on that will draw a card and replace itself. I do really like playing decks that have the ability to grind in a long game, and Sky Scanner would allow us to do that. Sumala Woodshaper is kind of playing that role for us here, but if we wanted to support it in fighting on that axis, then we could play Sky Scanner. But I feel like this is a deck that is going to win on power, and then we're not going to be looking to win on card advantage very often. So thought about Sky Scanner, but did not include it. Candlelight Vigil, Troy was playing this. I think that this is a fine card. If you have Vigilance on a lifelink creature, it's going to be really hard for your opponents to race it. But since I'm playing Sumala Woodshaper on 4, and I don't want to play too many lands, like I am playing Llanowar Elves, but only playing 20 other lands, didn't want to have too high of a curve. Knight of the Tusk, this card really impressed me when I played against it in the video that I recorded with the green-black midrange deck. Knight of the Tusk just was huge. 6 mana is kind of a lot for a deck with only 20 lands and 4 Llanowar Elves, but if we were to start buffing up a creature, having one that already has a big butt and has Vigilance would be a pretty good target, so I think it's worth considering in the deck, though I'm not currently including it at this time. And then I think our mana is going to be pretty good. Most of our spells are white, with just a touch of green, but since our deck is probably going to want to kind of curve out and like set up a really good board presence by turn 4 or 5, curving out is pretty important, and Celestia Guildgate might just be a little too slow, right? We're playing 8 cards that we really want to play on turn 1. Llanowar Elves gets pretty bad if we don't play it on turn 1. Healer's Hawk is still good at any point in the game, but Llanowar Elves gets pretty bad if we don't play it on turn 1. So like cutting forests to play a tap land seems a little risky. But those are the cards I was considering. Cobbled Wings, of course, would be here if I had any, but I don't, so I don't have any wild cards to burn. And then the other card I was thinking about was I don't have any, and I don't want to burn wild cards on it, but Adamant Will is a consideration, right? If you're going to start putting, Dubs and Talons of Wildwoods on your guys without hexproof, then being able to protect them with something like Adamant Will would be, a really powerful line. But we're going to take this through a queue, and, it must be 60 cards. I only had 58 cards. What did I take out by accident? Here it is. Let's see. What did I take out? Okay. I think I had more lands in the deck at one point, and I was cutting them because I wanted to put in more buffs in the deck. So I'm going to put in one more Dub, just because I think it's one of the more powerful cards to play on turn 3, right? Putting this on any of our 2-drops is pretty powerful, and I think I'm gonna play one more Jousting Lance. Oh, all the Vigilance cards showed up. Yeah, so we'll give this a try and see how it goes. Ah, that's not the art that I want. I'm being picky right now. There we go. Boom. Alright. Okay, going over to enter the tournament. There it is. And let's see how we do. Only 35 more hours to record standard Pauper content. No. I do want to try out blue-red control in my next video, so stay tuned for that. This video might be short, though. We might just crash and burn. We'll see. I have no idea how good this is. As you may have surmised, I don't normally gravitate towards aggressive decks myself in regular standard. So most of my decks that I build are kind of like mid-rangey control decks. So I could just have everything wrong in my assumptions that went into building this deck. I don't think we can keep this hand, even on the draw. If we had 2 lands, I would snap keep this hand, but I don't think we can keep this. Maybe we need more than 20 lands. Okay, this seems reasonable. We have a lot of good 4-drops to draw into. We have some potentially powerful draws. If we draw too many lands, then we're gonna be in some trouble, but that's a good draw. Like I said, we have a lot of good 4-drops that we can draw into. Okay, he's playing blue. So we've got a good curve here. If he's playing a blue control deck, though, he might just answer our curve and then start running us out of cards. Sumala Woodshaper does a good job of fighting that particular access. Yeah, this looks like blue-black control. Definitely blue-black control. Alright, let's see what we got here. Start gaining some life, attacking into the wall. I'm not sure which card I'm going to play next turn. Like Pegasus Courser, he probably has like a bunch of removal in his hand. So I might not want to run out the Pegasus Courser just yet, but it would allow the Mesa Unicorn to start attacking over the wall. So I think the Courser is the more powerful play, but Pioneer would allow me to kind of go wide and start attacking past the wall. So let's see if he plays any more ground creatures here. If he doesn't play any more ground creatures and he just leaves up mana, I think I'm going to play Jungleborn Pioneer. Ooh, okay, so he played a flying creature. Interesting. I'm not sure which one I'm going to play here. I am going to attack first, see if he wants to block. I could see him making this trade being appealing, because if he's just trading blows back and forth, then our life totals are essentially going to be staying the same. I think I'm going to play the Pegasus Courser, because if I play the Jungleborn Pioneer, because he has another 2/2, I can't then attack with all 3 creatures, because he can just hold back the 2/2 and block the 1/1 hexproof. So that I played the Pegasus Courser there, and the 3 toughness means that it dodges, Moment of Craving and Dead Weight and all of that. Ooh, okay, we will discard this extra land. This deck operates completely fine off of 4 lands, so that's a good discard there. He's probably not going to attack with the Bloodletter. That's fine. Ooh. Playing Talons on the Mesa Unicorn would be a pretty good line here, but while he doesn't have counter magic mana open, I think I want to just resolve this Woodshaper. But then the question becomes, do I offer the trade with the Mesa Unicorn or not? Because if I attack with both here, I'm 90% certain he's going to block with the Skymarch Bloodletter, block the Mesa Unicorn with Skymarch Bloodletter, and then one of my best targets to enchant goes away. I think I am going to attack with both. because I can still start enchanting the Jungleborn Pioneer. And then I'm playing the Woodshaper this turn. Yeah, I can still Pegasus Courser and jump the Woodshaper. Okay, we're gonna take dub. Okay. So he is going to be up on cards on us. We were even on cards, because he made us discard a card, but then we netted a card with Woodshaper. We also mulliganed, where he didn't. I think our best draw here would be Jousting Lance. Jousting Lance is really good against him. Yeah, we're not going to block that. So I feel like he has Essence Scatter up, but he might also just have Moment of Craving up. So let's attack first. Okay. So he kept one card on top with Notion Rain. Oh. I think I'm gonna just try and play the Squire's Devotion on Pegasus Courser here, because this gets me another creature into play, and it does not play into Essence Scatter. I'm assuming he's playing Essence Scatter because he's blue-black control, but I could be wrong about that. I have seen some pretty weird decks in these tournaments. People just kind of throw together whatever they have. He should have done it in response to the Squire's Devotion, then I wouldn't have gotten the token. Okay. So, I feel like he has a counterspell, but if he does, then he does. Get it out of his hand, so that I can play this Jungleborn Pioneer, start stacking up my hexproof guy, try to make sure it can punch through Wall of Mist eventually. Interesting. If I attack with the vampire, then he just blocks with Burglar Rat. So I think I do this. Since he didn't counter the Pegasus Courser, and he bounced it last turn instead of just killing it, makes me think that he doesn't have removal in his hand. Oh, nice. No attacks. Yeah, we're falling behind on cards here. So I think Jousting Lance or just more Wood Shapers would be the best thing that we can draw here. Short Sword would be decent. Okay, he keeps drawing more cards, so we're just falling further behind on cards. So he binned 1 and kept 2. And then scryed 1 to the top with Opt. Okay, him making that attack makes me pretty certain he has a Moment of Craving in his hand. Let's see if he has whatchamacallit, Essence Scatter. He has played 3 Blink of an Eyes, 2 Notion Rains, and some creatures. I wonder what his endgame is. Haven't seen any Salvager's Secrets or Coldwater Snappers yet. Oh, he doesn't have any timeouts left, so... yeah, I'm just gonna start stacking on to this hexproof creature. And we're gonna attack. Bouncing the Pegasus Courser. This guy is playing a lot of bounce. I guess he just doesn't have a way to beat a hexproof creature. Okay. His deck did not seem very good. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. It showed no progress on this quest. I was like, I know I played white spells. Okay. Alright, that was game 1. It seemed like his deck was kind of mediocre. He was playing too many bounce spells and not enough, like, removal or, good creatures. Ooh, okay. This hand is pretty good. Turn 1 Llanowar Elves is always sweet when you can follow it up with a 3-drop and a 4-drop. More blue-black. Well, blue-black does have tons of way to kill Llanowar Elves, so let's see if they have it. Fungal Infection, Dead Weight, Moment of Craving, Vicious Offering. Ooh, Rat Colony. Oddly enough, Jungleborn Pioneer, one of the best cards against the Rat Colony deck. Blue-black Rat Colony is interesting. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Gonna play the Plains since we have double green with Llanowar Elves. And I think I just want to play Jade Guardian and pump itself. And then I'm going to get in with the Pioneer and leave back the Hexproof Merfolk. So I guess I'm going to attack with the Pioneer first. And then Jade Guardian. Pump itself. Yep, 2 rat colonies here, to be expected. Okay. And I don't want to trade my Jade Guardian yet, but I do want to get this. Maybe I just play the Jousting Lance and equip the Jade Guardian and get in for 5. Because that would let me attack. And then next turn I play Squire's Devotion and Healer's Hawk. And then I still have 2 blockers back if he wants to attack. If he has a removal spell and then attacks with everyone, I get to trade with 1, but I'm going to take 8 to 10 damage. And then I just have my first strike lifelinker that I get to throw down. And Llanowar Elves will be able to start blocking. Okay, yeah, I like the Jousting Lance line here. I want to race him. I don't want to let him just accumulate, like, infinite rats. On his side of the board. So, only attacking with Jade Guardian. Squire's Devotion seems really good against the Rat Colony deck. Ooh. Yeah, that's not going to help you in this particular situation. You needed to add to the board this turn. So he binned Soul Salvage with no creatures in his yard. And then played another Rat Colony. Okay. No, he's sending, so we get to trade here and take 5. Yeah, I think he had to attack since our Llanowar Elves were tapped that turn. But now we just get to slam this down. I don't think he can beat this. And then play this. Yeah, he can't beat the hexproof lifelink first striker. Nice. Alright, claim prize, woo! Okay, so this deck is working out so far. Although our first opponent, I don't know what was going on with them. But the Rat Colony deck seems like a good matchup for Jungleborn Pioneer, Squire's Devotion. This hand seems pretty mediocre. Let's see if our opponent mulligans. They capped, and we're on the draw, so we're not going to have a fast hand or a resilient hand. I think we need a mulligan this. Okay, well this hand at least gives us a lot of potential. I don't think we want a Squire's Devotion here. I think we want to draw, like, better creatures or equipment in this situation. So if I play Llanowar Elves here, then I can't. I can play Mesa Unicorn and Llanowar Elves next turn. Okay, yeah, I think it's better to just develop my board. I have a bunch of good 4-drops in my deck, so I think getting the Llanowar Elves out this turn is better than gaining the life with Healer's Hawk. Man, everyone is playing blue-black. Do you want to counter this? Do you want to counter this? Nope. Okay, your turn. Mephetic Vapors would get me real good here. Ooh, it's this deck. Okay, well, we would rather have more white sources. Well, we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna play this. And we are done. This particular draw makes me think that maybe Rosemane Centaur should be in the deck, or like Siege Worm. But I don't think this is a typical draw. Okay, let's attack with Healer's Hawk. And then see if this resolves. I guess I could have played my forest to play around Syncopate. But it seems like we haven't played against very much counter magic out of these blue decks. So I think I just play my forest because he probably has Burglar Rat in his deck. So we definitely should have played it before casting Jade Guardian, but... Okay, kept it on top. Probably has a Watcher in the Mist or something here. Yep. Kept them both. Probably sends with Darkblade Agent. Okay, well, you're tapped out, so I'm gonna for sure block with this. And I think, since I already have the hexproof creature here, I'm gonna block with the token. I think the mana might be more useful in case I draw like a Jousting Lance or a Wood Shaper. Okay, well, we're gonna play it. Not much we can do here. We just have to wait till we draw Jousting Lance or Dub or man, surveilled a bunch this game and hasn't been to anything. Okay, no blocks. Wonder if he has Moment of Craving for Healer's Hawk. He might be hesitant to make this trade since the Whisper Agent is holding off the Jade Guardian. But, okay. Does he have Dazzling Light? Fungal Infection, nice. Yep, can't do anything about that. Another Darkblade Agent that shuts down our Mesa Unicorn. And we get to crack him back with Healer's Hawk. I think Jousting Lance is our best draw here. Yeah, Duress is pretty bad against me right now. Talons of Wirewood would be a pretty good draw, or Short Sword. Ooh, that's a good draw. So let's tap this way. Unfortunately, Woodshaper cannot get equipment, so if we have to bottom some equipment here, which would be really good in this spot, I'm going to be pretty sad. Okay, let's just take another Woodshaper. Oh, nice. That one hurt. Yeah, maybe we should have thought about that and taken the Healer's Hawk instead. But chaining together Woodshapers just feels so good, especially when he's up so high on cards on us. Okay. I'm surprised he didn't want to kill the Healer's Hawks. Okay. Kept both, huh? Must be nice. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw. I could put it on the Bishop Soldier. I think I need to just put on the Jade Guardian. But I can't attack with it because if I attack with it, then he just blocks with everything, and I get to kill his Watcher in the Mist on a 1/1, and then Jade Guardian dies. I don't think I can keep in my hand because he might have Burglar Rat. I can't put it on Healer's Hawk. I think I need to just put this on Jade Guardian. Or maybe I need to put it on Bishop Soldier. I'm just going to hold it. And I might have a... depending on how he attacks or how the board unfolds. I might have a better idea of where... No. Pretty sure I lose now. Yeah, because I was thinking he would make this attack and then I could put it on the Healer's Hawk and then start racing. But now I'm just dead next turn. Yeah. Ooh, got outgrinded. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we had a bunch of windows there where we could have drawn more, you know, there were a bunch of windows where if we had drawn Dub or Jousting Lance or even Squire's Devotion with Jade Guardian sitting there and his board not being too big, where we would definitely have been in that game, but we just kind of bricked a couple key turns. Ooh, I am going to keep this. It might be greedy, but I'm going to keep it. Might be a little slow, but Hexproof plus Lifelink is what the deck is trying to do, so I feel like these are the hands that we signed up for. 2-drop? Well, there's our 4th land, so we're for sure going to play Jade Guardian on turn 4. Mono green aggro. Ooh, mono green merfolk. Whose merfolk is better? He's probably playing River Herald's Boon, so he will probably... Yeah, this hand is turning out to be pretty slow. So he might be able to just, like, outclass this Jade Guardian, which would make me pretty sad. Because he probably is playing, like, Titanic Growth and or River Herald's Boon. But we shall see. Okay, well, next turn... I like that he didn't play anything there. But unfortunately, Hexproof is not that good against mono green because their interaction is usually in the form of pump spells. So Hexproof is not really going to protect our Jade Guardian in the way that we would like it to. But if we draw like a dub or something, that'd be pretty good. Okay. So let's see, he's got 7 power on the board. I am going to play this Squire's Devotion. And Talons of Wiredwood. Let's see, if he throws everything in front of it, then my guy dies. So I don't think I like that. And I would only get to kill 2 of his guys. But I might have just needed to kill the Grazing Whiptail. Well, he has a second one, so it doesn't matter. I don't like that the board is stalled and I'm staring down a pair of Jungle Delvers. I don't like that at all. Really need to draw first strike here. Maybe we just need more dubs and jousting lances in the deck. That does kind of seem to be the theme. I wonder what he's playing black for. Probably removal of some sort. He's got a whole bunch of merfolk. Grazing Whiptail is an interesting card choice for him. Okay. I think I'm going to move the short sword over. Well, now we just get to stare down these Jungle Delvers. Hopefully we draw a Jousting Lance before they get too big. Or just some more lands. Maybe I needed to attack with the Jade Guardian there. I could have made it a 7/7. It still only trades with 2 cards. And then I lose both my Squire's Devotions. Yeah, he's going to start double pumping those Delvers soon. This is not looking good. We need some Woodshaper action here. Okay, that opens up some things for us. So if we throw Dub here, that makes it a 7/7, then we can make it an 8/8. He probably has a pump spell in his hand, but I think we just need to move in on this line. I'm gonna make it a 9/9. Yeah, he can't gang block this unless he has a pump spell in his hand. Oh. Wow, main deck naturalize. That sucks. Yeah. Main deck naturalize. What a blowout. I guess this is best of one. He probably has like one naturalize in his deck. Oh, that feels so bad. I could see an argument being made to not block the 1/1, because our 1/1 surviving just means that we have more shots at using Short Sword and Talons of Wildwood. Yeah, that was probably a bad block. But I do just want to kill this Grazing Whiptail. He probably has a removal spell in his hand, though, and then we're probably just going to concede. Let's draw Jousting Lance. Okay. Why is he attacking with just those? So he probably has a pump spell. I think this is my best block. See what pump spell he has. Or not. Okay. Just making big boom booms. That doesn't help. I think we just want to make our bishop soldier as big as possible here. Man, the only instant or sorcery that we've seen out of this guy is freaking Naturalize. I can't get over this. Bad beat. Oh, that Jungle Delver is huge. Okay. 5, 6. I can throw my team in front of this and kill it. But I don't think that we're going to win that game if we do. So I think we just block here. We're taking 16, but we're gaining 4, so we're taking 12, so we go to 9. What miracle here saves us? Woodshaper into something. Oh, man. This guy's board is just huge. Okay, we are very dead. So it seemed like the card that we kept wanting to draw was Dub and Jousting Lance. So maybe, yeah, we got our third Llanowar Elves. Maybe we just want to actually have more of those effects. Pegasus Courser was okay. Luminous Bonds. I'm not sure, like, how many of those games that we lost that drawing Luminous Bonds would have helped. I do think the deck wants Cobbled Wings, but if we play more and more equipment instead of auras, then Woodshaper gets worse. But like Hexproof guys and equipment is still a pretty good combo. Hexproof Lifelinker guys and equipment is still a pretty good combo. And then Woodshaper is like the best card draw that we have in these colors. Well, let's take a look at what other cards are available in this color combination. Adamant Will would have helped a lot, actually. So I would highly recommend getting some copies of that in the deck. Luminous Bonds did not impress me. I want to find a better card than that. Adamant Will would probably have helped, but I'm not going to craft them. I guess Mighty Leap is a fine placeholder for that. Not quite as good, but still serves part of the similar function. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not sure. Like, so I'm thinking maybe the deck just wants to play more equipment And then, like, Jade Guardian at the top of the curve. I guess Jungleborn Pioneer is still fine. But yeah, I think just this game plan of trying to, like, make one big, like, creature is not the most effective thing that you can be doing in this format. I just felt I was outclassed by my opponent just, like, playing a bunch of blockers, and then I couldn't do anything, which Adamant Will would have helped with. More first strike effects would have helped with. So maybe the deck does want a third Jousting Lance, just so that we, like, ensure that we draw one. Maybe we just need more big creatures, because if we play less auras, then we can play more equipment. Play like 1 Talons, and then we can think about Siege Worm. We can think about Rosemane Centaur, and then I definitely want more Jousting Lance. Oh, I only have 2. Yeah, I'm not gonna craft anymore, but maybe get another short sword in here. And then this is 61 cards. So let's see. We didn't have any mana problems, so I think 20 lands is okay. But I do think raising the curve a little bit, especially with these Convoke creatures, would be okay. I don't know how much we need Squire's Devotion. Like, I think 2 is fine. I mean, we already have so much lifelink, though. Yeah, so I think 2 is fine. This is 61 cards. Yeah, maybe we just want to play more beef in the deck. And then more equipment. So it's more like a green-white equipment deck? Like, how much does Sumala Woodshaper hit? It hits... There's 4 creatures, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 23, 27. Yeah, so there's tons of hits for Woodshaper. But, I mean, if our game plan is to just... I honestly don't know where I would want to take this deck from here. Because throwing like Short Sword and Jousting Lance onto lifelink creatures seems good, but then the green just doesn't seem to add too much to that. Like having a hexproof guy, I guess, gives you better game against control. Woodshaper kind of gives you better game against control. We could play Sky Scanner though, because it's like good in creature mirrors, because you can strap up a flyer with your equipment. Yeah, I'm just not as familiar with tuning efficient aggro decks as I am with mid-range or control decks, because finding the right balance of like pump spells and creature spells, because there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 28, 30 creatures in the deck right now. And then the rest of there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pump spells. So I think we want to change that ratio a little bit. But then, so let's say we trim like a Jade Guardian. And then we trim like a Mesa Unicorn, and then we can play our 4th Short Sword. I love me some Short Sword, although I do think Jousting Lance and Cobbled Wings could potentially be better. And then let's play one more Siege Worm in the deck, just because, like, some situations there where we like were able to assemble a big creature, but it wasn't big enough to like trade with their entire board. So I think we just need to, by playing equipment instead of as many auras, then we're able to just like make a big creature, run it in, trade with like 2 or 3 of their blockers, and then do it again. Yeah, I like that. And then Adamant Will is really good with that plan. I think Talons of Wirewood is less necessary. I would just want more Adamant Wills, I think, since we're playing Siegeworm. We can put a Titanic Growth in for now, since +4/+4 is kind of the same as Indestructible, since we don't have any Adamant Wills. Yeah, so I think this is where I would try the deck out next. I'm not going to run it through another queue just yet, especially since I'm not going to craft Adamant Wills. I could see going to 3 Short Swords, 3 Jousting Lance. But yeah, this is where I would take it. I would probably do 10 and 10 now that we're playing more double green. Yeah, but we still have Llanowar. That gets us to double green. So maybe we just keep it at 11-9. Yeah, Squire's Devotion lets us like win back any races. We still have our cheap lifelink creatures. Yeah, okay. I think this plays more to the game plan of the deck, or this plays a similar game plan of what we were trying to do, but more reliably. So this is where I would keep the deck after running it through, what was that, 4 games? Let us know what you think, though. I'm definitely not certain at all if this is correct or not, or optimal. But let us know what you think. Leave a comment. And then, of course, shameless plug incoming. If you want to support the content we make, you're home for standard Pauper content here on YouTube, or if you want to support Youth Magic here on Oahu, please consider becoming a patron subscriber of MTG 808 Junior. We do run multiple youth or pretty casual youth standard Pauper tournaments each month, all across the island of Oahu, and then twice a year we're running scholarship tournaments for the kids to compete for $750 in scholarship. So if you want to support what we do, please consider becoming a patron subscriber. If not, just watching the videos, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button is a great way to support what we do. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Let us know what you think, and I will catch you next time. Peace.